Hello guys, Casper here, back again with an update on the markets today after, Trump postponed the tariffs. We talked about yesterday anything good with regarding to tariffs, and we're going to surge 5%. We did 10%. So yeah, let's dive into the business here and see what's happening. My view is still that a day like this is actually a lot of people, short covering is the name of the game here. So everyone was short. You get this announcement, oops, I am on the wrong side for maybe some time. I have to get out. And everyone is trying to get out of their shorts. That's why you see like a 10% day on the QQQ. Of course, people are still buying. There are buyers, of course. But again, short covering is definitely the name of that move there. We will quickly go through the charts. And let me say this first. We did talk about in the chat option, by the way, on the Substack about uranium, and again me being overly excited about uranium, and maybe I have been. Again, if anyone in 2020 were to tell me that we were going to be down 50% in a year's time from 2024, I would have said they would have been out of their mind. But yet there we were, down like 40%. So I want to be more clear in my statements when I do the analysis. I think lately I haven't been hyping uranium by any means, because the momentum has been down. A lot of the big supports didn't hold, so we were a bit skeptical about uranium. But yeah, definitely in 2024 we were very excited about uranium, and yeah, I will be more clear. I will say my thoughts as it is. And again, let me know, guys, how you think. Again, any replies, any comments, I'm happy to answer and to listen. Silver 4% roughly. That's good. Again, 4% is always good, but we're just back testing the big yellow wedge upward here. You can see we're still struggling. That's the wedge. We broke down. We're now back testing here. Breakdown, back test. Nothing more until we start to come back in, stay within the yellow wedge. Fine, it's more interesting. But now, again, 4% cool. But again, it's just shorts covering really. Good. Gold again up 4%. So you have basically a flat gold silver ratio. That's why I'm not overly excited. A bit of a complex stuff here. That green candle there is, again, given today's news, a little bit misplaced, you can say. Normally you don't get these kind of formations, but again, 4% on gold is good. We were still talking about that this is still a possibility, right? That's still a possibility for gold. So let's see how it progresses. Again, I'm not, even though everything is pumping, to me it's still, today here at least, a short rally. And I do believe we will be down tomorrow. Again, I don't see the markets after being up 10% is going to be in a plus tomorrow. I could be wrong, but I don't see that. I really don't. We are probably going to be down 3-4% tomorrow. That's my guess. That is my guess. Again, these times are difficult. The gold and silver ratio, you can see here we had this mini blow off top here, sharp pullback, bear flag. Again, we're not breaking down from this 99. Basically, like a below 100 is bearish, but 99 is definitely the low here. Until we get below here, and funny again, the markets are the markets are just fantastic. I love technical analysis. So if we take the pole here, we add it to the lows, you can see if we break the bear flag down, it's actually a back test or retest of the big 92. So we broke out of the 92 again. Like we have been calling for a long time. Anything above 92, guys, was really bad. It was the end. Good. Now we're going to backtest that. Two things can happen. We're still bullish on the ratio until proven otherwise, meaning gold will outperform the silver. And that is, again, of course, bearish for the miners, bearish for precious metals. Not bearish, but you're not in a bull market, like a wild bull market. And also the markets are still in a bit of distress here. So two things. We are gonna do the back test here, most likely, and then we will resume maybe, and up to that 120 which we have been talking about. This move here, everything will get back into the dumpster if that happens. Another is we're gonna backtest. We're gonna have a weak rally, and boom, and that's when Casper is excited, right? When we start to get below that 90, 90 ratio, 88, 90, that little cluster there, then I am very excited, because that is when silver is gonna smash everything. But we're not there yet, so that is for now wishful thinking. That would be wishful, very nice if that were to happen. Platinum, excuse me. We can see here we have this long red wedge. By the way, guys, is the sound good? Because I have been struggling with the sound here. I did a test and I think it sounds bad. Let me know if this has always been the case, otherwise I want to improve it. So please let me know in the comments how the sound is. Back to platinum here. Big red wedge pattern here. We broke down from that. That's never good. That's never ever good. And what happened is actually we're back in now, and we're testing that internal break there at roughly 940 on platinum. Momentum here, if there it is, it's not starting to push down yet, so it's still flat. Bollinger Bands expanding a bit, so again, not out of the woods by any means. And my very bullish view remains roughly 1050 on platinum. Then it's go time for platinum. 1060 on the futures. It's 150 roughly on the spot price. But anyway, then things are really exciting here. Potential false breakdown here, but way too early to say anything. That's also why I'm not excited. It's just, 2%, 3% cool, but not excited. Not excited here. I want to see a little bit more. And the reason is also we are looking at the TLT and rates, and they are still, they're not good. Palladium here, false breakdown from that half-year level, roughly 900. Cool. That could be the start, but I want to see more. I basically want to see like 1,000 get taken out before anything major. Then we have this triangle here. You have the false breakdown, you tag, you run, and then you go. And then cool, entry 1,000. Good. That's palladium. The Dixie here, getting a little bit of a bid here, of course, given the news today. But again, this topping pattern here, head and shoulders, right? We actually hit the target. Boom. Perfect. Perfect. If this is a false breakout, which it very much seems to be, we still need to tag the lower trend line, which we often do. It's not a 100%, it's just an observation that I've seen, that very, very often after a false breakout, we are at least going to go back to the other side of that whole formation. Bitcoin, when you have the QQQ up to 12%, you have Bitcoin up by quite a bit, 8% also. Getting back above the 91K here, good recovery. That was very much needed for the Bitcoin. Little bit of liquidity sweep here, you can see, where you basically flush people that are having their stops just below, and you're getting back above. So good day for Bitcoin, but again we have a ton of resistance above us. Still have a ton of work to do before anything long-term bullish outlook. We have our momentum here, which is pushing down very shortly. We have the trend line here, again this flag here, resistance. So until we clear that and start to trade close to like 89, excuse me, then it's a different story. Oil is getting a pump here, and yeah, I want to show you. I want to zoom out here a little bit of this, and we are going to align them perfectly, something like that. Good. You can see the trend line here. We can do the all the way out there. So from the highs, and we're basically back testing that 20, to be precise, 17-year trend line. And again, I'm not bullish oil at the moment here. I'm just watching that this could be a false breakdown, could be, but we're just gonna back test 66 and see what happens. the big 66, the big breakdown level. Breakdown, retest, resumption is still the most likely outcome, most likely. In order to negate that, we want to retest, we want to dribble, and then get back in. Cool, confirm, and then we go. And when we start to trade in the 70s, different story. That is when you can do some really good gains in oil. But until then, not a fan, not yet. This is an important chart, the 10-year rates. This year was just gorgeous. It was actually textbook in my view here with the bear flag at the end. So our topping pattern breaking down, fantastic. Retesting, nope, boom, boom, boom. And I'm very sure, or I've also read here, that someone blew up there. Some hedge fund, some whatever, some big guy, they blew up there on the rates. And also, you know, the theory that we have in order to negate a head and shoulders, we want to get back above the neckline, which we did, and then start to trade north of the trend line that comes down from the head to the shoulder. And we are. And again, beautiful boom back test of this channel here again. Fantastic. Technicals there, breaking down, pulling back after the tag, fine. So we are in a little bit of a fight between bulls and bears here, but you can see that we're actually hovering above that trend line. So the bond market is not saved yet. It's not saved yet by any means, given we're still making a false breakdown here and breaking the head shoulder trend line. And if we can start to trade north of the 4.4 on the 10-year, which is the right shoulder high, the bond market again is in trouble at that point in time still, even though we're having this 90 days pause in rates. So good. Oh, let's look at this here. The SPY is saved for now. Look at that, breaking down again. When you break down from this type of almost half a decade, like 5 years, breaking down from that, always a very bad sign. But we're back in today. Again, what a candle this has been, a ton of volume. So again, if we can start to confirm here and stay, interesting. But still, let's see how it is. Again, I'm not expecting this one just to go straight north. But we are back into the yellow one. That is bullish. That is very bullish. Back into the downturn here as well. Interesting. The QQQ here, again, to me, is still, I want to move it down to there actually now. I don't want that to be the neckline. We have lowered the neckline just a teeny. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna do this and this stuff. This one there, the circles go away. Good. So again here, this to me here is still not the most textbook, but could still be some sort of topping. Some sort of topping pattern. With the neckline being somewhere around here, which we have had on for quite some time. But again, 12% in the QQQ, that is tremendous. And we're back in and above that little short-term stuff there. So again, I'm very sure that this is just, for now at least, like a short-term, short covering rally. That was a long sentence. That is still my case. But 12%. We basically closed all the gaps, by the way. I just saw that. Look at that. We basically closed all the gap in one go. Boom, boom. So let's see. If you look at it here, it's still lower lows and lower highs. So 12%, that is insane. Copper here came all the way back to 4, and then boom, we had a 7% day here. Still, yes, 7% is nice, but again, we're just coming. Look at the down move here, 25%, then now up 7%. The good thing is that we held here and the blue, and getting back above that trend line, which is positive. But again, to go long here after such a move is a little bit dangerous still. I still don't think that the markets are totally in the clear with regard to the bonds. So coal hoovering that 100. Let's see. Natural gas up 18%. Did recover from that trend line, which was very, very critical We broke down yesterday, 1, 2, 3, breaking down on the fourth, back testing now. So as you can see here, even though we are having an 8% day in a stock, in this case in gas, I'm not bullish. I really am not, because for now at least, we're still just breaking down from the head and shoulders, and we're back testing. And until proven otherwise, that is still bearish. In my view, we want to take out the head, shoulder, trend line, just like on the 10-year. And especially starting to trade above the right shoulder high. Then we are bullish again. But for now, just a textbook breakdown, a textbook backtest. Let's see what happens. Again, could it be? Sure. But I'm not sold just yet, even though we're having a nice day in general. The TTF here, they are closing before the statement, right? I guess. Yeah, before that statement. So I'm expecting a huge rally tomorrow in the TTF, of course, on the backbone of the nat gas doing well. So I'm expecting a candle that looks like that. Boom, back testing the neckline. So we're going to go up roughly tomorrow, 10% in the TTF. That's my view. But still, overall, I am actually bearish. I want to remove that as well. It doesn't matter anymore. And this is the trend line to take out. So in order to become really bullish on the TTF, we want to trade back above the neckline, of course, the trend line here, and the long-term stuff. So above basically 40 you can see. Until then, I'm very bearish on the nat gas in Europe. Very bearish. TLT, wow, holy, again the back, again, look at that. If we align this perfectly, like that, look at that, perfect back test. Boop. Into the blue zone. Yeah, 0.6%, that's not a lot, but given where we started the day, gapping down heavily, okay, let's see. Again, I'm not bullish bonds by any means until we clear that neckline. Until this one confirms, I am not bullish on the bonds by any means. Of course, once we start to trade north of here, it gets a little more interesting, above like 95. But I want to see like 98 get taken out. And then we can do the measured move, by the way, which we have done before. That is the head to the neckline, the break somewhere around here. So we are most likely going to see 120, 125 in the TLT. And that will be the last little push before we eventually go lower, in my view. Good. What a day, right? Short covering. I also read on X that the biggest rallies comes in a bear market, like a bear market rally. 10% QQQ. Have we seen that before ever? I don't think so. We might. Again, if someone want to do the analysis, I think this could be the biggest, like a top 5 candles ever, in a percentage term, of course. Clearly in valuation, right? Clearly, in dollar terms, by far. But again, I can't see anything that is even remotely close. That's insane. That's really insane. Again, short covering. That's my take, guys, on a green day. Miners are just, everything is green, right? Short covering rally, in my opinion. But let's see where it takes us. That's my view, guys. Have a great day. And please comment with regarding to the sound, the quality. Is it good, bad, whatever? I want to know. I have been having issues with it.